Hello, hello, it is the Trading Captain. Today is September 30th, and I am currently down $21.78. Go ahead here and look at the spreadsheet just to see my recap as a whole. It started off good. I was up at one point almost 60 bucks. First few trades were going really well for me, but I just kept taking losses, and this last one really hurt. I was honestly green up until the very last trade, which is a little unfortunate, but it happens. So yeah, I noticed particularly that we had a lot of these stocks resolving poorly, where they would pump and they either would just fade off or just completely sell off. And you'll kind of see that theme as we go through them here. So I'll go ahead and just jump in. So CLGN, go ahead and pull that up here, CLGN. And yeah, you're going to see again that a lot of these stocks ended up pumping and just selling off. So for this first one, because of how quickly it pulled back, I wasn't looking for kind of a momentum move. I was more of just looking for bounces. And I ended up catching 3 with this one. So you can kind of see how there was some bouncing that occurred on some of these. And like I said, I was able to catch them pretty well. And it put me up pretty well to start the day. The last one, though, I was a little bit finicky. If you look here, these were all within 2 minutes of each other, which is a little bit aggressively trading. I even made a note of it, basically saying, hey, you took 3 trades in a short period of time, and the third trade I got out a little bit earlier than I probably should have. There was still a lot of signals saying I should hold, and I got out early. And it did end up going up, so I kind of missed a little bit of profit from that. So I made a note of it, and I took a short break. So you can see the time difference between the third and fourth trades is 9 minutes. It's a little bit. So we'll go ahead and look at the next stock now. All right, so NLSP. And again, another sell-off kind of setup. And this was basically the same thing, right? Like it didn't end up holding up, so I just had to look for bounces. I tried once on this, but I couldn't really get anything to stick. I was too afraid to keep holding because I was seeing a lot of signs it was going to continue down. It did continue down, so I'm glad I got out. So yeah, we'll go ahead and go next here to QLGN. Maybe before I get to this, you could maybe infer, because the first 2 stocks I've traded have been pumps and then they just sold off, that maybe I should have been a little more cautious with this one. Maybe not traded so aggressively to the upside, because as you'll see here, QLGN, I ended up trying to average up on this one. So I ended up buying in here, and I averaged up. I don't remember exactly what the prices were. What did I average? 638. So yeah, I ended up getting a little bit of this initial breakdown, and I got it right around 30. So when I saw us breaking above 650, I'm like, okay, this thing looks like it's going to break 650. Let me add in, so I'll average up. And then let's look for a move up to like 680 for high of day, or maybe break towards 7. So that was kind of what I was aiming for. But of course, 2 minutes after I bought, a huge flush came through. I tried to get out, but I didn't get out at a great exit. I got out at like 624, so I took a pretty sizable loss on that, 41 bucks. Risk management was fine, but maybe considering that these 2 stocks didn't resolve very well, that could have been an indicator that we weren't seeing great resolution. So maybe this was a little bit too ambitious. At any point, I hadn't even realized, I hadn't made this connection yet that a lot of these stocks were pumping and then just selling off. Right. So the first 3 we've traded have all done this. So we'll go ahead and look at the 4th stock now, SEED, S-E-E-D. Again, it kind of just sold off, didn't really do anything. I bought in here looking for a breakthrough going towards 150, but I actually have it in the notes here. I realized there was a major seller at 147, so I just got out. As a general rule, if I get in and I see a large seller, I just don't like to mess with that. I mean, realistically, you're already you're getting in because you think the stock's going to go in a direction, and then if you see a huge signal saying it's not, even if you're already in, even if you got to take a small loss or deal with the commissions, I think it's just better to always get out. So yeah, I just ended up bailing. Luckily, I was up a tiny bit, but it didn't really matter. I think it was correct to just get out once I saw that signal. So let's go ahead and move on to now to DPRO. This was probably the only stock today that I saw that actually like held up after it pumped. And this was one where I was looking for an attempt to make a new high, or to curl and start to make a new attempt at the high of day, but didn't quite get it. You can see I'm up a little bit, but I took half size, and I ended up holding this one for like 5 minutes, right? So I'll go ahead and show it here, 751. So I was seeing how we were starting to consolidate, and I thought the potential for a curl was here. So at 8, I ended up buying in, and yeah, I held it for like 5 minutes, but I was losing conviction. I thought this thing wasn't resolving quick enough, and I was worried about it reversing. So I don't usually even hold 5 minutes. So yeah, I gave it like 5 minutes, didn't resolve, so I just ended up selling for an okay profit. This isn't even like bad, but I was looking for like double this. I was looking for like 820 to sell or something, maybe 830. So it wasn't the target, but I just ended up giving up on it because it was taking too long. But yeah, let's go ahead and go to IBG now. IBG. This was probably one of the most sketchy setups. This one kind of recovered, but ultimately it initially it ended up selling off initially. This was a major drop. I was considering buying here on this first flush at around 380, but I was too worried about a pump and dump. At this point, I had identified that a lot of stocks were pumping and dumping, and because this one was moving on no news, and because the stocks were pumping and dumping, I thought it was way too dangerous for me to get in on this initial breakdown. We did end up seeing it rally, and on the second pullback, I saw a lot of very large buyers coming in here. So I ended up trying it twice. First one ended up getting stopped out. Second one hit. Maybe this could have been half size because these results are a little bit higher than normal. And considering how volatile this was, this thing is moving quite quickly. Perhaps I should have sized and took half size. So maybe a small inaccuracy there with not sizing quite correctly. Normal size isn't terrible, though. It's somewhere in between. I took one more attempt at DPRO, but again, it just ended up fizzling out. And then the last stock, which is very unfortunate, because up until this point, I was green the whole day. So this last stock ended up killing me. We'll go ahead and take a look at it. SLXN. And another stock that ended up pumping and dumping. So this one, I think my nerves are basically just done at this point. I should have been more careful with it. I tried initially buying here for the first pullback, and as you can see, it just didn't happen. So I ended up having to bail while this was breaking down, and I ended up sizing up. So I initially got in well, and then I sized up, averaging up, which was fine in some senses. But I think, again, considering the context of the market, I shouldn't have done that. And it just failed. There was just not really anything that I was trading that was holding up. Felt like everything, except for DPRO and to some extent IBG. But those ones, I didn't feel... DPRO was a little slower, and IBG just seemed very sketchy. Yeah, it just didn't end up working out. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up my trades for the day. If you leave a like, please leave a like. It helps out. I don't sell anything. I don't sell any courses. I don't sell any signals. I'm just showing my trades to show the journey of my trading. And yeah, I will see you guys in tomorrow's session.